I'm sitting here in my studio writing my thoughts down about the new Rob Nilsson Art Forms website. First thing I need to say is that all of my films have been made with and for the hundreds of people who have attended my acting workshops here, south of Market, in the San Francisco Tenderloin, Berkeley, Jordan, South Africa, Japan, Italy, India, Armenia, Hong Kong, Kansas City, Ripon, and Rhinelander, Wisconsin. Some places production, some places production and workshops, sometimes just workshops, and all points north and south in California and Nevada. Because these many people from all walks of life and professions have worked with belief in the cause as actors, I use the word players, cinematographers, sound recorders, technicians, and helpers of all kinds in many different walks of life, often with little or no material compensation. It's time that the world has the opportunity to see what we've done together. And for those generous heroes who have provided us the means of production, both nonprofit and for-profit, this is also their time to see the full flowering of 50 years of work, all gathered in one spot. Now I'm in San Francisco's Tenderloin District, on the very spot where Muhammad Ali, then Cassius Clay, trained for the 1960 Olympics. Newman's Gym was in the Cadillac Hotel, later the site of Taj Mahal restaurant, where in 2004 we shot a scene from Need, film number 6 in my Night at Night film cycle.
And my excuse is I work for the Tenderloin Museum, so it's a museum that's dedicated to the history, promoting the history and character of the Tenderloin neighborhood very specifically.
Anyway, right here, one of our characters, who is named Petite, who's no longer with us, one of the 3 sex workers in the movie of Need, stops briefly at this window and looks in and sees a couple of people sitting at the table.
Right.
When this was the Taj Mahal restaurant, cleaning up the Mitchell brothers.
I think some of what could be shown on screen and shown in public was being negotiated in this neighborhood.
I came down here in the Tenderloin in 1989 looking for my brother Greg. He was a wandering poet diagnosed with schizophrenia, and I created the Tenderloin Action Group with Rand Crook and Ethan Singh, and later the Tenderloin Y Group, which I ran at the Faithful Fools Street Ministry up on Eddy Street. Both groups working with homeless, inner city residents, local actors, and all comers in the production of street-level feature films about and with people on the rough edges of America.
How do you keep the song from fading too fast?
It's your song. That's why you're
everything behind.
You learn how to be different. You learn who you are. You learn who you are, how to be different. You come back up and you find it. The only place it is, it's in here.
I need somebody to love.
What does one need? What does this person need? What does that person need? And that's the life of service that the Faithful Fools have always promoted and created.
The energy that got created inside of this space for such care, compassion, honesty of the human experience.
Prior to that, I had joined Cine Manifest, a film production collective with a mandate to make films about working people. And with John Hanson, made films about a 1916 farmers' revolt shot in North Dakota, where my grandfather had once been the state's first filmmaker. I began as a poet, became a painter, and finally a filmmaker. My biopic, directed by John Petroff, pretty much says it all. Its title, The Way Things Seem to Be, asks a question I've asked myself for the last 50 years. With my 45-some feature films shot on 3 continents, I'm looking for some understanding of a difficult, contentious world inhabited by contradictory, everyday people who search for themselves while trying to understand a world controlled by money and power. I'm not an entertainer, and I don't look at what I do as a business. But because of the nature of the U.S. distribution system, I've been forced to create my own way of telling you how you can see our films shown. I've been lucky to work with some of America's best and often well-known actors, but what I value even more is finding the actor in people who never thought of acting. The films I've made with them, and also my paintings, poems, and prose, comprise the search I've made with them through the darkness of our natures, looking for the light. In the shadow of churches, governments, and the cruelty of self-serving millionaires, I want to look at what the people I care about are doing and make art in the face of every obstacle they face and have always been a victim of. What chance do we have? What chance do we have? We make art to inspire people to stand up and find a way to imagine and then create a world we can be proud to live in.